You can't. The member for Ballarat has the call.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Speaker. My question is again to the Deputy Prime Minister. Does the Deputy Prime Minister still say paying $30 million for a piece of land valued at $3 million is a bargain? When the
Member for Ballarat will resume her seat. The Minister for Communications will cease interjecting. Members would find it a lot easier to avoid these situations if they didn't interject when I'm trying to listen to a question. Member for Ballarat, could you start your question again, and if the clerk could run the clock from the top? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. My question is again to the Deputy Prime Minister. Does the Deputy Prime Minister still say paying $30 million for a piece of land valued at $3 million is a bargain when the Federal Police are investigating and his own department says there is no evidence the purchase is a good investment?
The Deputy Prime Minister. Member for Chifley.
Well, I would have thought my voice was loud enough when I answered this question before, twice. And, Mr Speaker, the member for Ballarat is within earshot of me. What I said was, in time, when we look back at this and we say, well, at least the land next to the Western Sydney Airport is Commonwealth owned. It will cost a lot more in the future had it not been bought now. And in that interview, Mr Speaker, in that particular interview, I was espousing also of the importance of Western Sydney Airport. We are getting on with the job of building Western Sydney Airport, something that never would have happened under those opposite. Never would have happened. Didn't happen, Prime Minister. You're totally right, Mr Speaker. Now,
Member for Rankin.
I appreciate that the member for Grayndler, back in 2009, 11 years ago—
just say to the Deputy Prime Minister that the area he's trying to go to, he can't under this specific question. He really can't. That is precisely why, to my chagrin a lot of the time, the questions from my right have the phrase alternative policies in there. That is what permits it. And this question was very specific, and it deals just with the substance of the matter, and he needs to be relevant to it.
Well, we're talking— Thank you, Mr Speaker. Thank you. We are talking about Badgerys Creek. We're talking about Western Sydney Airport. We're talking about the land. Yes. Well, 2012. The member for Grayndler ruled out a second airport at Badgerys Creek.
The Deputy Prime Minister will resume his seat. The Manager of Opposition Business on a point of order.
On direct relevance, the Deputy Prime Minister cannot possibly be directly relevant if he's referring to 2012, because that's not when the Federal Police started investigating. This is about when the Federal Police started investigating, and that is on your watch. The Manager of Opposition Business will resume his seat. The Deputy Prime Minister needs to return to the substance of the question. I'm in two minds about the Manager of Opposition's point of order, but where the Deputy Prime Minister was going, I warned him not to, and he needs to be relevant to the question, or wrap up his answer, or I'll wrap it up. Deputy Prime Minister has the call.
Badgerys Creek was the preferred site that we selected. We have purchased the land, albeit— I know that, you know that, we all know that, $30 million. That's why we're looking into that, the fact of how much and why it costs that much. We're looking into that, and there is a review being done. The department asked the Australian Federal Police, as did the ANAO, to look into that matter. It's being conducted by the Australian Federal Police. Yes, there are separate inquiries going on. The department itself asked the AFP to investigate it, as did the ANAO, and the member for Ballarat knows all about the ANAO.
The member for Canning.